I'll read you a section.
Yo, yo. What do you do, homies? We're in the game right now. And I just want to be in the game to show you some amazing things. We're learning how to make 2 risers today. Very important ones. We're going to dive into serum and we're going to figure out how to make things pitch up, rise, and how to make a separate Siren laser as well, like Ray Volpe, Virtual Riot, and many other amazing artists that you hear all the time. Don't forget, if you get a little lazy and you just want these racks right away, you can get them in the Patreon. That'll be just fine. Otherwise, stay tuned and we'll learn how to make these together. So I'm going to go ahead and drag these in, the risers. So we have 2 different ones here. First one sounds like this. Big pitchy. And then we have this one. More lasery. Goes faster. So it goes faster and rises in pitch. Now, if you want to hear like how these would sound with some effects and some drums, you can hear that. Yeah. Where are my tomatoes? And just like that, throw in a pre-drop. Doesn't matter what it has to be because we built that energy. Okay, so this whole project file you guys will have available on the Patreon if you want the drums and all the extra stuff. But we're going to dive into serum right now so we can see how to make these lasers. We'll start with the easiest one first, right? It's an easy pitch up with like a transient laser at the beginning. Not really any automation involved, so it's a lot easier. We have one EQ8 doing this. Little cut at 261. And then this is being dipped at 1,000. Boost in the highs. We open up serum. That's fairly simple. Keep in mind this is -6.9. So it's not that loud. And also keep in mind too, this note that we're playing. We're playing A1. We're in the 1 octave range. You can actually play this here. You can play it here. You can even play it up here. So depending on your song, you could really choose the perfect note for it. But C2 around here is where it like starts, right? Cool. So then we'll put it back into A. And then we turn on oscillator A, regular. Oscillator B, regular. These are just the default. The only thing about here is oscillator B is +1 octave. Okay. Now look at the unisons. This is the voicing. This one's 13. This one's 5. So these are not mono. These are wide. Detuning. We're going to detune these down. Turn this left to make the cool noise of the detune. 0.15. Same thing here. 0.12. The levels are at 75%. If you look, we have 2 different LFOs here. The second one is controlling the attack, the laser transient. This first one is controlling the pitch rise up. And keep in mind, this is a slow pitch rise up, so it's 8 bars rate in the LFO. On trigger, it's a slow rise and pitch. So you see LFO 1 is going to be mapped to the coarse pitches, oscillator A and B. This is going to be what rises the pitch. So you see here, we're going up 26. I'm going to remove it, put the LFO on it. You'll see it goes both directions. If you want to stop that, you hold Option and Shift on the Mac and click, and it'll go one direction. And then you can move it up 26. I don't know the shortcut on Windows, but it should be like either Alt or Control and Shift. So try it out. So then LFO1 goes on that course pitch 26. Then it goes on this course pitch 23. 2 different risers. And then we want to rise it in pitch even more. Now this is going to be the sync knob on oscillator B, which makes it rise in pitch. And we'll put the LFO on that boy, bring it up 42. So now we have 3 different knobs controlling the pitch and the rising. Now, if we go to LFO 2, we have this fast LFO on envelope. The rate's 1/4. This is not on trigger. If it was on trigger, it would repeat. See this? We don't want that. We just want it to go 1 time, so that's why it's on envelope, while this one rises up. Okay. Then on LFO 2, we're going to put it on force pitch, go the one direction, and then you'll see now it makes a laser sound when it goes in a fast motion, like the 1/4 rate that we have set here. Hear that? The beginning there. That's what we're doing. So you have a cool start, and then we have it lasting 8 bars as it rises. Very simple patch. When the laser goes, we also want some movement. So we add MG low 12. This cutoff is at 119, and we add the LFO to the cutoff and turn it up all the way so that it opens up as the laser comes. Listen to the filter off. Filter on. Just adds more movement and more punch when you can filter it like this. Resonance at 10%, going up 44 on that filter. So this is a type of riser that I was inspired by Virtual Riot. I use this riser all the time. Well, I was using his risers all the time. That's just a basic saw rise. And then I decided I want to make my own. But then we went into here. I started making my own like this. I knew it was saw waves. You just rise it up. We wanted to make it wide with these voices. And then we go into the effects. If we turn off the effects, it sounds like this. That's what yours sounds like right now. So first you add the compressor. Then we're going to add a filter, the scream filter. Then we're going to add distortion. Now, this multiband is pumped up 15 decibels, very loud. Then the filter brings the sound back down. Our LFO1 is also controlling some knobs on here to make it rise in pitch and also change in tone over time. So as it rises up, the cutoff slightly moves and the scream starts to scream higher. Scream's at 63, going all the way up. Cutoff is at 4596, going all the way up. Drive is at 40%, Resi is at 19%. This is a nice filter. This is adding tone. Compressor is making it loud. Distortion is distorting the sound, making it sound grungy. We're using diode 2 on 74%. The LFO is also on here, going up to 100. So over time, as it rises in pitch, it also starts to get more distorted over time. So the whole goal is make it loud, sound cool, and have it move over time. And that's the risers that I made here. You could, of course, change the shapes, change the voicings, change the filters to your liking, and create your own risers very easily. This riser is a little bit different. This is more of a Siren Riser. So with this one, we have a lot more post-processing. I'll go ahead and remove. This is just the EQ cutting the lows and kind of turning down the mud, and then boosting the highs a little bit right here. So in Serum, we're going to open it up We're going to have the default shape. We're going to have two voicings, so one and another. There's no detune. The level's at 75%. We only have one LFO, and it's going to rise up like this on 1/4 rate. So the laser is being created by a pitch on the master tune. So LFO 1 right here is going to the master tune, which is global master tune. It's usually going both directions, so click on it so it can go one direction. And then here, this is the modulation amount. We want to configure it. So go to serum, open up the little arrow down here, hit configure, click on the modulation knob, and then boom, mod 1 amount will pop up here. So this is going to start rising the pitch over time. So if you hear, we turn this off, just put it on same speed. That's rising the pitch over time. If we just put this on 0, you'll see it's just a saw wave playing like normal. But this modulation here is what really sets things off. This is what creates the lasers. Awesome. Basically, this is going to be set at 0.53 on the modulation amount. It goes up to 5.6, and then it goes up to 6.3. So it's only slightly rising up in pitch, but it's doing enough. If we do too much, then it won't sound good. You know what I mean? If we go up all the way here. Now, maybe you might want that sound, but usually that's too much. So keep it subtle. You just keep it noticeable that it's rising in pitch. That's the only LFO that we have going on. But we will be configuring the rate as well. So if you hit configure, you'll click on the rate for the LFO. And then now you can control the speed. So if we're at 0.50 right here, and we look at the bottom left, it says 1/4. This is a quarter note speed. It sounds like this. But when we're in the buildup, we wanted to go fast. And usually in dubstep, a trick is using triplet builds. So the drums are going to be in triplet build. So we have regular timing and then triplet timing. These lasers will just roll straight into triplet timing to speed it up. And then the triplet timing will eventually meet up with the kicks and triplet timing over here. Keep in mind too, the kicks are layered with the snare. You can see these are 8th triplets. So as the triplet laser starts to increase the speed, they meet up with the triplet drums to make a really good high energy buildup. And we go from slow laser. Keep in mind each note is separate with a little bit of space in between. If there was no space, right? We leave a little space. Makes it clean. And then if we want the LFO rate to work, we have to have one sustained note, and then we can control the LFO rate. That's essentially what we did here when it starts getting faster. We can move this. Really pick the speeds. And if you wanted to go faster here, you could of course rise it up. See, it's only saying 0.68, but you just look at the bottom left and you'll know exactly how high or low you're going. So if we play here, and as we move up and down, then we'll be able to see it change. I'm like, okay, let's do 1/16 triplets then in this super fast section. Boom, 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 boom. Cool. All right, so after we have this, we go into the effects, add nothing. It's the most simple patch you can get. All we do is add an amp to get it loud and distorted. Keep it in dual, in blues at 100%. Before, after. Then add an easy clean rack. This is the Ray Volpe special. This is a laser that I did learn from Ray Volpe's videos. Watching one of them, he is a champion. Reduce ambience, OTT, camel crusher combo. British clean, OTT's at 68%, times all the way up. Reduce ambience is a preset in Ableton. And then EQ8, just cleaning it up at the end with the low cut. Now that's going to make it louder. Before, after. Nice and compressed now. That'll fit in the mix with everything else. And you'll see here, there's little spaces right before it gets faster. This is to help build up energy as well. You can add a cool pre-drop in this section. I'll try to make one up right now. Oh, it's Taco! Tacos are yummy. You already know what it is. I hope you guys enjoy this. Risers for everyone good, everyone there. Learn these risers and practice them. It'll help out a lot. Don't forget, if you need help with anything, DM me on Discord, Instagram. Help you out. Private lessons are available, 1v1s. I'm coaching everyone now. This is my main thing. Let's get it done. Good night. Keep it real.